So guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a long while, so long actually. I've just recorded this and I've just restarted it because I'm just so out of tune with recording. It's been a while. The main reason is work. I've just been really busy with work, which I knew would come. I'm doing a master's at the same time as trying to finish like work-based stuff. So I'm just been working loads and loads. Like last month I must have been working. I mean, how much was I working? I was working quite a bit.
About 20 hours a week, I think.
About 20 hours a week. No, I was working, yeah, like all the time. So this month's a little bit easier, but I've still got like another few weeks left. So I'm not like fully coming back to YouTube yet. I just thought I'd show you all that I'm still alive. Because of the workload, I'm obviously not taking on any new clients, but I will be soon, hopefully next month, we'll see. Well, yeah, it should be next month unless things go wrong with this course I need, whatever. But that's the goal for now. I thought I'd show you a video of a full day of eating. Lots of things did change because my appetite was in the bin whilst I was busy, obviously, because stress. Now my appetite's coming back. I've ended up going back to a very similar diet, so it's not the most exciting video because you've all seen it all before. Meal one is literally, it's a rest day today. I pulled my food down by about 150 calories because my weight gain was a little bit too fast. It was like £1 a week for 3 weeks, so I tried to wait it out and let it steady, but it didn't. So, I mean, I still look relatively lean. It's the leanest I've looked at this body weight, but it's just a bit too quick. So I pulled down 150 calories. Meal one is the best sourdough, Jason's sourdough. It'll be 3 slices of that or 150 grams, thereabouts. And then it'll be either 5 eggs or 4 eggs and 2 egg whites. I'm a bit undecided. And then I don't have veg for this meal. I have sauerkraut, which I have on the side, which isn't very nice. The sauerkraut I use it can be a nice one. It's Baxter's sauerkraut. So it can be quite nice, but sometimes it's not. And this one isn't. It's just very flavourful, which in a diet's quite nice, I suppose, but in off-season it's not. Routine's the same. I wake up, I hydrate with 1.5 litres of water with electrolytes. At the moment it's HydroFlow, 2 scoops or 1.5 scoop, I can't remember. 8 grams, I think. And then I have creatine in that on a rest day, on a train day, the creatine's in my intra. And then I also have a coffee. That's it, really. Oh, with vitamins, vitamin C, multivitamin, which I haven't got at the moment, vitamin D and omega-3. But yeah, I will be coming back, and I am still obviously training, absolutely normally. I'm training in the morning at the moment, mainly because just to get it out of the way for the rest of the day so I can do work. But when I finish this course, my new job pattern is longer days, but less days. So I'll be training in the afternoon or in the evening then, because the morning will be too short of a time period. But then I've got way more time to like dedicate to things that I want, like coaching and that sort of thing, and YouTube. As for today, it's not much on the agenda really. Me and Faye I'll eat this now. Me and Faye will go for a walk, probably get a coffee, probably get Cafe Nero because it's been a long while because I've not been doing work there for a bit because it's summer holidays and there's no air conditioning in. Well, there is. They don't turn it on. It's just too hot. It is really hot, and I don't mind a bit of heat, but it's just too hot. So, like I said, I have this out the jar because some of them are really nice. So the ones you get from Asda, what's that one called? Like one with the super beets. You remember?
It was like a posh people one.
It's a posh one. It's like £4.50 or £5 in Asda. We got it on offer, obviously. We're not spending full price on it, but it's like super beets and there's kimchi, and that was really nice to have as like a side.
Spicy though.
It was a little bit spicy for me. I don't like spicy food. It's not that spicy. This sauerkraut I don't have on the side because it's just not as nice, so I just have it like it is. It's sour, believe it or not. I only have 20 grams because I find that too much of this one, you will be glued to the toilet for a little bit, whereas the other one I don't get as much. So kimchi, if you've not had it, not kimchi, sorry, sauerkraut, if you've not had it before and you get them one like this, start with like 10-15 grams otherwise.
No, start with 5 grams.
Or if you're fair, start with 5 grams. Otherwise you'll have questionable farts. So anyway, I'm going to finish this, I'll show you in a bit. So guys, meal number one doesn't look very appetizing because of that egg, and that egg exploded. That's just the egg whites, and then we've got the toast underneath. I'm quite deep into the off season now. Obviously I stepped on stage, well, the last time was last year in June, so it's been over a year. I had that quick mini cut in the middle in this push-up. I'm at a phase now where my appetite, even though it's come back after the stress, it's just, I can definitely eat. I don't struggle to eat, but I'm not at a point where I think about food pretty much at all. It's like a really nice place to be. The only downside is that when Faye wants like a takeaway or want to go somewhere nice for food, that excitement that you get when you get to have junk food or when you look forward to a meal, like when you're dieting or when you just finish a diet, that kind of goes. Like you just don't really care. Like you kind of wish you cared more. It's really weird, but it's nicer than obviously thinking about food all the time like you are post-prep. What I tend to do now is follow a general meal plan like this, and you'll see it today. But I am quite flexible. As long as I get 4 to 5 protein servings of at least like, or at least 30 grams of HBB protein. As long as each meal's got like fruit or veg, or in this case, obviously sauerkraut, that kind of counts. Today, it'll probably be 4 meals because of the time we've got left of the day. I started eating quite late. If Faye's not working in the evening, that's when we have a meal together, which you've obviously seen in the past. That's like the most flexible meal. And then usually the last meal is either my oats or I have something else, which I might have tonight. I might have it tonight just to show you guys what it is. It's not the most exciting, but it's something different. Obviously, when Faye is working like she is today, I tend to have this as my meal 4, and then like a yogurt meal or skier bowl meal 1, but I might have that for meal whatever. I might replace them, but you'll see. What I'm saying is, eventually, I just tend to have a general meal structure, but I'm not too rigid with it. I think in a diet, especially towards the end, and like post-diet especially, I think it's really important to have a meal plan. Even if you make it yourself, and even if you make like substitutions yourself, I think eyeballing and guessing and having a full day where you're just gonna, guess as you go along, or you're just gonna figure it out as you go along, I think that's like a recipe for disaster. You're gonna be so food focused as it is post-diet. Don't make yourself have to think about food, if that makes sense. Try to eliminate it. Just make it as simple as possible. Make food nice, make food healthy, and then you'll just find it easier to stick to your diet. Otherwise, you will just gain weight very fast, especially if you're not experienced. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy this meal. I'm not going to do a taste test because it's boiling hot, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. So, guys, I've come for a walk without Faye. She's just got in the shower, and when she has the shower, she'll be another hour and a half, probably even 2 hours by the time she does her makeup and has breakfast. Those that live with someone that takes a while to get ready, you'll know it's just frustrating. So I've come for a walk now. We'll still go for a walk later with her. I don't want to have to backload loads of my steps for later, because our walk together will only be like 3,000 or 4,000 steps. So I'll get some little walk in now. We live on a mountain, and then back of the mountain we've got this woods here, and it's a very nice place to live. We're really guilty of not actually ever walking here. And the reason is because when you live on a mountain, you've either got to walk up or down it when you want to go on a little walk or get some steps in. And it ends up going from a little stroll to a mini hike, and you just can't be bothered doing that. So I do my steps either indoors, and most of the time we just drive to the beach, or we drive to the prom or the town, and we go for a walk there to get like flat steps in. So it's quite lazy really, because once you go out, and once you go past the mountain where I am now, it's literally about 5 minutes from the house. You get this really nice woods area. The camera doesn't do it justice, but it's very nice. No one's ever here. Like, I've seen no one today. Maybe over the last 10 times I've been here, I've probably seen like 2 dog walkers. It's just a very nice place to go. Still doing 10,000 steps a day. That's my cardio. I don't do any cardio in the gym now. I don't need to. I say that when I'm out of breath, but I'm out of breath for walking up a hill. If cardio becomes a limiting factor during my workouts, so leg press and squats mainly, if my lungs go first before my legs, or whatever muscle I'm training, then obviously I'll increase cardio, try and make sure that the cardiovascular fitness isn't that limiting factor, and make sure the muscles are actually the thing that are training to failure. At the moment, I don't need to do that, so cardio 0, steps are 10,000 a day because I don't want to die, so I want some sort of cardiovascular health. In the past, I'd go down to 8,000 steps in an off season and have a little bit of cardio. I thought I'd try this first. So far, I'm preferring it. I hate cardio. Like, it makes me dread working out because I do cardio afterwards, and I don't really want to get a cardio machine for home because I already have a step treadmill that I like to do in the morning anyway. So, and if I keep going for walks where I am now, this camera really doesn't do the justice to the incline of the hill. It's basically cardio anyway, because you're walking uphill for 20 minutes and then downhill for 20 minutes. So it's a bit more cardio than normal steps. I thought I'd give you all some current stats. So I'm 184, 185 pounds at the moment, floating around there. The lowest I got to after my diet was about 179 pounds, my mini cut. And then I went to Grass Pop Festival, which was absolutely amazing, by the way. I kind of came back like 176, obviously dehydrated. It was absolutely boiling there. So I ate a lot. I drank alcohol. I had a really good time. I trained once, but it was a deload anyway, so I shouldn't have really trained, but it's more so for the mentality. I kind of keep my mental health in check. But it was really good. I came back 3 pounds lighter, and then within about 3 days of carbing up and going back to a normal hydration routine, although I did try and keep that out there as best as possible, but it just shows how hard it is. I nailed everything except for the fun times. After a few days of eating back to normal, I kind of went back to 178 pounds. So I actually lost a pound of fat in Grass Pop after, obviously, like I said, refeeding and, well, retraining, getting the glycogen back into the muscles. So I'm floating around 184, 185 pounds now. What happened is I kind of went back up to 180 quite quick after that initial refeed. The first week or two I gained about a pound a week. And then I stabilised at 180, 181 for 3-4 weeks. And I was bumping food. And then I think it was stress that was just holding my weight. It was like preventing it from going up. It was really weird. I've not had that before myself, or really a client. And after that, after the 4th week of nudging food a little bit, my weight started going up a pound a week. And at first, like I said, I let it flow for about 3 weeks. And then on the 4th week, it started going up again by £1 plus. And I thought, this is just, it's no longer catch up. It's just my body, I'm in too much of a surplus. That's why I pulled food back down. I could have my steps higher and cardio higher and then keep the food high. But like I said, I'm in a really good spot. My appetite's in a perfect spot. I'm on probably one of the lowest foods I've been on in an off season at this stage. And everything's been utilised well. Training's in a great spot. So I'm just going to ride with it on 3,300 calories on a rest day now. And 36 on a training day, and I'll keep it there as long as I can. Obviously, I want to make sure I'm in a surplus and a positive nitrogen balance, so as time goes on, if I stop maintaining weight or stalling or decreasing, I'll up food accordingly. But for now, that's what I'm on. I've, as you can probably see, I've turned around, I'm going back home, and then I might have another meal, or I might wait for Faye, depends how long she'll be, and then we'll go for a walk, which I might show you a bit of, but I'll definitely show you the meal. And then I've got, I've got to go to the hospital for a scan of the male parts, because someone in my family who's my age, my cousin, he has been diagnosed, well, they found a tumour in his male parts. Luckily they managed to chop it out and it's gone, and he's healthy and it's good, and because of that, and it's obviously I'm a young male and it's in my bloodline, they've just asked me to go and get a scan just to make sure that I'm all good. I've got no concerns, so fingers crossed I'm all good. But the idea of standing there in a gown with some guy or some girl doing an ultrasound scan on my male parts is a bit daunting, really. It's like a humiliating almost, but it's got to be done. So don't be scared of health things. Make sure you go and get everything checked. So I've got my bloods done all the time, and they're usually in a good spot. I digress. And when I finish this walk, it's a very nice walk, like I said, I will start coming out here more. And then yeah, I'll catch you guys whenever I catch you guys. So guys, we came back from that walk and then did work since then. It's been about an hour and a half of work, so it's nice that it's blocked off because it wasn't planned. I was meant to have a beef meal. So this is mince, 150 mince, peppers, beans and onion with rice, but as you can see it's frozen solid, and I don't want to play around with the microwave by microwaving that for 10 minutes in plastic, because, well, it just doesn't sound like it'd be good. So I've kind of replaced that meal with a bit of a substitute. I've got one of Faye's little protein pouches because I went out of date 2 days ago, and she's got about 10 of them in the fridge. I've got a protein bar. Again, I don't really have these at all. I don't really like them, to be honest with you. I think if you're going to have a protein bar, it's probably worth having a half a scoop of whey and like a chocolate bar. You might as well. But we have loads of them left over from the festival we went to, and then I've got an apple that is starting to look a bit old, so I can feel it's a bit soft, which is a bit sad. But
all our food is going off.
All our food's going off. We're very good at. To be fair, I'm usually okay at like finishing food, but when it comes to apples, like always overstock, and I always end up with like leftovers. But I don't really waste them. I think Faye. Faye comes from like the sticks. She comes from the middle of nowhere, so she's like brought up hoarding food. So when we go to a shop, she'll, like these for example, she found them about 2 months ago. She really liked them, and then probably bought about 20 of them in the fridge. So it's no wonder they go out of date. But I'll help her finish them off. It's not really a meal, but it'll do. The next meal then is a big yogurt meal with like lots of fruit in it. But I'll show you that anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna go for the walk. So guys, we are done in the hospital. It wasn't too bad actually. I'm all good down there, which is good to know. But it was a lot better than I thought. Like I got there at 1:15. It was meant to be 1:30, but I thought if I get there early, they might see me early. They didn't see me until 2. So I was there for a long time. But the actual guy that was doing it, it was a guy doing it, which if anything was probably better, let's be honest. But he was very, very nice. He's obviously making like small talk the whole time I was there just to make it less awkward. But every so often you realise some man is just rubbing a device down there, which is a bit of a weird concept, but it's all good. Because it was so late, it's now, oh, the clock's gone off, 2:30, I think, ish. I don't know, my phone's there. So it's about 2:30, and I've not had another meal, which is quite frustrating because I usually go to bed at like 9, so I've got a lot of food to get in. I was gonna have 4 meals, but that last meal ended up being like a few hundred calories, so I don't really want to cram the rest of my food into 2 meals. So I don't know what to do really. I've got to go shopping first. So I might, if there's something obvious and nasty that I can eat that's quite high in protein and quite healthy, I'll just grab it. But there never really is. Like you can get a lot of like high protein meal replacement ready meal foods, which are great for those people that are like forgotten their meals, or like I am today, where it's kind of, you didn't expect to be an hour later than you are. To be fair, that last meal I had, the protein pouch and the protein bar, that would have been ideal now, to be honest with you. What I should have done is cook some chicken or something while I was at home, with some chicken and rice. Obviously the meat was frozen, the mince was frozen, but there's other food I could have really had. But there we go. And then I could have had the protein bar and the yogurt shake thing now, like I said, the pouch. But it is what it is. So I'll go to Asda. If there's anything obvious, I'll get that. If not, I'll just have to have 2 large meals later on, which isn't the end of the world. But what you'll find is, in a dieting phase, it's quite nice when you save food for later on, but when you're in an off season, food takes a long time to digest anyway, especially when it's hot. you don't want to eat loads before bed because then you're just hot all night and you can't sleep properly, and that's the last thing you want. So we'll see. But that's enough of me waffling. At the end of the day, the most important thing is my balls are good. So there we go. I will catch you guys whenever I next eat. So guys, we are back. It's now 3:30 and I've still got 3 meals to have. I usually have meal 3 about, there's a spider on the scene. I usually have meal 3 about 12:30, 1 o'clock, so it's very late for me. So I've literally got some from Mazda. I was looking at the salads and they all looked a bit naff, and the ones that didn't look naff just were full of fat, like 30 grams of fat. So you obviously wonder why people struggle to lose weight in general public. So I've got, which I haven't had in a I'm talking years now, a ready meal. So I've got, the one I chose was it's like Asda's version of Gym Kitchen. It's protein, chicken tikka masala. It looks okay. It's got 32 grams of protein. It's quite low calorie. If you're dieting on the go in a rush, it's probably quite a good option. I don't actually know what the protein to calorie ratio is. 32 protein, 430 calories. It's not the best for like deep into a diet, but yeah, you do you. Ideally, if you're prepping, bring your meals with you. This is like a really good example of why you should do that. I'm not, so I can get away with it a bit more. I've also got it with a little pack of mango. These look adorable. I actually got this and I thought it was just a big bag of mango, but it turns out it's 5 little bags of them ones, so that's very cute. And then to up the fats a little bit, I've got, if I've got the right one, yeah, 20 grams of 85% dark chocolate, and that is everything. This is looking a bit rubbish, and here we are, microwave and plastic. So that looks a bit, doesn't quite look like the picture, but 32 protein. How accurate it is, probably not very much. You can always do plus or minus 10% if you are concerned. If you're someone deep into a diet, maybe add an extra 10% calories, but it doesn't really make a big difference. It's 40 calories at the end of the day. And I'll also have, my new obsession is this squash. I've gone off apple and blackcurrant a little bit. I have it all the time, so I'll have a litre of that probably, obviously diluted. After this, I've still got 2 main meals, which one is a skier bowl, which you'll see, and it's similar to what I've had in the past. Maybe the fruit's changed, but yeah, you'll see it. And then I've got another meal, the last meal, which instead of oats, I'll do what I've been having recently, although I have gone back to oats. But I'll show you the other thing, although it's quite voluminous. So we'll see. We'll see. See you guys in a bit. So guys, that meal, sorry, the cat's trying to get on my knee. Yeah, sit on the cushion. Sit on the cushion. I know. Hard life. Anyway, that meal was good, I don't know, 3 out of 10. It was okay. For a ready meal, maybe it was like 6 out of 10. I wouldn't recommend it. Just make your own food if you can. If you're really busy, you have to, well, needs must. What I've done is, obviously, speaking of meal prep, is I've prepped my meals for tomorrow. These are my cream of rice meals. Cream of rice and oats, whey protein, peanut butter on top, and then I have frozen raspberries. I either add them frozen or I have them on the side, just because I prefer it like that. Since that last meal, besides the meal prep that you've just seen now, I've literally also done, in the fridge, just buried away. I've done like intra-workout drinks for the next 2 or 3 days, and I've also just been doing work, like lots of work, just trying to get everything done. I've actually finished quite early tonight, it's 5:30 almost, so yeah, doing pretty well. I might have an evening to actually chill for a bit, even though Faye's not here, it feels a bit weird. The meal 4? I think it's meal 4. Meal 4 is here. I've made it pretty literally just for you guys. Yogurt, or skyr, oats, almond butter, honey, dates, apple, blueberries and raspberries, and the honey's making it look all shiny, so there you go, the aesthetic. As you'll see, is I always try and get as much like fruit and veg variety as possible. Today's not been the best example of that, but still sauerkraut, raspberries, oats, apples, dates, blueberries, cauliflower or potato or whatever's in that weird ready meal thing. My last meal I won't have much fruit at all because it's just something I've been having to get calories in, which you'll see. But besides that, I also try and get as many like fat sources in as possible because I think people tend to neglect that as well. So people tend to find like they like peanut butter, so they'll stick to that. And then they'll have 45 or 50 grams of fat a day from that. That isn't like the best, and then they wonder why their hormones are in the bin or they just don't feel very good. So I have peanut butter, I have, which you'll see in the last meal, I have almond butter on here, I have dark chocolate in the last one, egg yolks for the first meal, I have lots of avocado if I have a meal with Faye, or like just fats from steaks and butter sometimes as well. Don't be scared of them sort of things in moderation. You need saturated fats in some sort of degree. And that's it. I'm trying to look in the fridge now for any other fat sources I normally have. I don't think there is. So, what are you scratching? He's craving attention today. He tries to bury his food after I fed him. So he's finished his food. He's got 1 biscuit left and he'll try and bury it. And he'll come back and forth and do that for the next 2 hours. So I'll have this meal now. I'm not that hungry. I only ate like, 2 hours ago, not even that. And then I'll have, it's like literally the best bang for buck meal in terms of calories. You can literally make it diet friendly for getting rid of the peanut butter and the honey and getting rid of the dates. or we can make it like I have now, where I put on a lot of honey, peanut butter and dates. So what I'll do is, if I haven't already, I'll put the macros on the screen if I'm tracking for you guys today. I do track anyway, like generally, but it's a lot of effort to kind of like crop it for my fitness pal and that sort of thing. I'm just lazy. So we'll see what I can bother doing. I'll have this now. There was something else I was going to say, completely forgotten. But yeah, I'll catch you guys for meal number 5. So guys, I've made my last meal, and it's not oats. So I've kind of done what I said I would do, which is the other meal I've been having, but it's not like fully. I'll show you what I mean. So we've got a bagel with honey, and that honey there from Morrison's. How like cute's that? Peanut butter, and then we've got jam and peanut butter on sourdough, and we've got a banana, which I'll have like half on the bagel, and then obviously close it together. For the protein, I usually have, well, when I have this meal, I have like a creamy, but I'm so full from the last meal that I just don't think I can't bother making a creamy, to be honest with you. So I've literally got the whey protein, I think it's 45 grams in there, with about 60 grams or mils of water, and then microwave like a minute or something. So it's a bit nicer than a protein shake, but I don't really want to stomach a full creamy. And that's it. I think that's everything. Like I said, it's the only meal without fruit. Well, the banana, but it doesn't really count towards fruit. It's not the most healthy fruit. It's not the most unhealthy fruit. It's just not much to it. Potassium and, yeah, simple sugars. But yeah, it's a really easy meal to eat. I've just realised I've only got 50 grams of sourdough. So I'll either have another piece of sourdough, or I'll probably have, actually, let's put it here. I'll do it for calorie equated, but I'll have some dates. There you go, that's the fruit. I can find them. There we are. Medjool dates. I think it'll be about 2 or 3, 40 grams maybe. We'll see. I'll have some of them. Like I said, it's not the most exciting video, but I just wanted to show you guys that I'm still alive. And I will be back soon at some point. And when I am back and I've got more time to dedicate towards this and coaching, obviously what I'll do is I'll try my best to just do like a weekly upload. So it won't be as long as this one, but it might just be full days of eating, it might be more of my training, and just, yeah, whatever you guys want. So any ideas, obviously, just shoot them in the comments below. Any questions, as always, please ask. That's it, I think. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.